Rupanuga Prabhu. Oh my goodness, it's already morning. You're on the morning of the Vyasa Puja day in Australia. Jai.
Yes.
Wonderful. This is really what Gurudev appreciated. He said, the sun never sets on Sri Chaitanya Saraswati mat. Very beautiful. And you see, Rupanuga Prabhu is in Australia. Today already they will have started their program. Let me see. Australia, oh, 5:30 a.m. Oh, you're up early, up and about, the sun's shining, birds are singing. And in Brazil, your birds are singing also. Yes, it's the afternoon in Brazil. In the summer also, you see Rupanuga Prabhu and Ananda Leela, Leela Shakti, all in the southern hemisphere. Dandavat. And Andrew joined to us. Andrew and Tongarasa from Norway. And Nahush, who is joining us regularly. Welcome, Nahush, with your Indian DNA. Always a big advantage. And Rasamoyi Pandita, able to join us today, but always she's at the end of the day, a busy day. Oh, she's outside near Heathrow Airport with very few airplanes, right?
Dandavat, Maharaj. I'm on the bike.
Oh, you're on the bike. Okay, well, watch the road and be careful.
Will do, Maharaj. Jai Gurudev.
Okay, and to all the devotees, Dandavat, we're just 3 minutes in. Kala Chand Prabhu. Well, Kala Chand Prabhu, very welcome. Majita Krishna, very welcome.
Dandavat, Maharaj. Dandavat. Nice to see you.
Chan Prabhu, Dandavat. And are you in California or are you in Argentina or somewhere even more exotic?
I'm in Mexico, Maharaj.
Oh, you're in Mexico.
I just left California a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, and can we ask which place? Mexico, I found out, is quite a big country.
About an hour south of Cancun, like 4 hours from Tikul.
Okay, okay.
Maharaj.
Jai.
Nice to see your effulgent face, Maharaj.
And were you at Lakshmi Rani Devirasi's Shraddha, her remembrance program yesterday?
No, they had that in Mexico City. It's quite far from where I am, but we saw the recap on Facebook, the videos, and looked very, very nice program.
All right. I mean, it came as a surprise to me because I didn't know that she'd been struggling with her health, but it happens. And Krishna Mohini, or let her join the audio. Let the audio join. Krishna Mohini Devidasi, very welcome. Super to have you with us. I hope you can hear us. Hare Krishna. And Sevarupa Devidasi, also in the southern. Dandavat Krishna Mohini Didi, good to have you with us. Hare Krishna. And Sevarupa Devidasi from South Africa, also the Southern Hemisphere. Just see so many devotees in the Southern Hemisphere today.
Dandavat, Maharaj.
Dandavat. Hare Krishna. So let us begin. We're 5 minutes in and others may join. No problem at all. But we are here gathered. We are here gathered together on this day. And I'm told I shouldn't look so cold. So I'll take off the gloves. I'll take off the gloves. Okay. So let us begin with Om Agyan Timarandasya Vanchakalpatrubhyascha and Namo Mahavadanyaya. Fairly standard, short invocation at the beginning. So slowly together. Om Agyan Timarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jaina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratvijay Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dear devotees, very welcome to have you all, have us all together, not have you with me, I'm with you. We've come to the London Temple, and I have a message here from the London Temple. Let me just quickly see, just came in from Saraswati. We're joining shortly. We've got lots to do, plus someone, oh dear, lots of challenges in the world. Okay, all right, the West London will join us soon. They're busy, and actually everyone's busy, but they're busy with obstacles that need to be crossed. So we understand these things in this world, that obstacles do need to be crossed. And Kumkum Devidasi joined us in the meantime too, and alias Chinmoy, indeed. Hare Krishna, we're happy to have you all with us. And just before we begin, maybe I need a Russian translator, maybe not. Namapriya, that he can help us if necessary. Ajita Krishna Prabhu, what made you choose this picture of Gurudev for your thumbnail?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Well, it's an image of Gurudev that really peers inside of me. You know, it really breaks through from a 2D image to a real thing for me. You know, there's a few images of Gurudev that really come out to me, and this is one of them.
Okay. Good enough. There we are. We have the answer to the question. I can say that seeing this photo of Gurudev, I'm trying to understand what's just happened and what's just about to happen, because it could be favorable and it could be unfavorable for the person who's seeing the picture. So do you know who took the picture? It wasn't you, no?
No, I'm not sure who took it. Ananda Vigraha is in the picture beside him.
Okay. All right. No problem at all. We know Gurudev's looks. So
Yes.
when we see a photo, we're happy to have a little kind of, if we know the history of the photo, it's always nice to know. Okay. Today, I think the title is Gurudev, right? Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. Is that true, Devashish?
Yeah, more or less, Maharaj. It's the sweetest master.
Oh, really? That sounds about right. Just give me 1 second, sorry. Okay. Gurudev, the sweetest master. Well, that sounds about right. I think somebody should start us off. I'm happy to start, but actually I think someone should start us off. And Pandita is riding her bicycle, and Ananda Leela, you are Gurudev's disciple. You met Gurudev, you were in India, right? No, you received Ritvik to Gurudev.
Yes, unfortunately, I didn't have the chance.
No problem. You can say something about Gurudev. He is your spiritual master, and you already know. Tell us how you know that he is the sweetest spiritual master.
Oh my God, Maharaj. I know it in my heart, but I don't know how to explain it. And when I got to know the devotees, I was so sure about it. I mean, I think it's the happiest thing that ever happened in my life. is to be a disciple of Gurudeva. There is nothing more I can say. I just want to go deeper.
That is a very full answer, and we're very happy to hear the answer. And this, you know, Gurudev, he will be smiling to hear this, because actually everything is living and it's heart to heart. So we are happy to hear, and we know Gurudev will be smiling. Dandavat, dandavat.
Dandavat, Maharaj.
Ishanuga Devidasi. Looking after Devashis Prabhu. Jai. Ishanuga Devi, you've come just at the right time. Please come and have a seat.
Only for a short time. I'm cooking something for tomorrow.
Long enough just to say why Gurudev is the sweetest master. From your lips, you can share something with us.
He just Gurudev.
Just Gurudev.
Yeah, he's very special, very wonderful. What can I say? Yes.
We put you on the spot, I know.
No, no words.
Ishanuga, she lived in Navadip, means for several months she was in Navadip. And she knows Gurudev at home, means at home in Chaitanya Saraswati Math. And?
What can I say? You already say everything.
Good enough. Very beautiful. And who shall we ask? Oh, Kalachan Prabhu is with us. Oh, Bhagavan Prabhu also joined us. Bhagavan Prabhu, Dandavat, welcome. Joined us from Venezuela. And Madhusudan Prabhu joined us, our Spanish section, our Spanish speaking section. And Praneshwari Devidasi joined us too. Just see, we are well-represented Spanish section. So Kalachan Prabhu, can we ask you, I know you also speak Spanish now by association, but in English, would you like to share something about Gurudev? Because it's not every day we get the opportunity to ask you. And we know that you have lots of Gurudev stories.
Well, Maharaj, all my Gurudev stories are kind of by proxy of the senior devotees like yourself and Devashish and all our Bhakta Brinda. I never had so much direct associate or contact with him. Association, yeah, he came to so many world tours, especially to SoCal so much times. But like Devashish was mentioning the title of the meeting, the sweetest master, and this is a very appropriate title to be given. And looking back on Srila Govinda Maharaj, you know, you never saw him angry dealing with the devotees. You never saw him being harsh or strict, especially with the Westerners. Maybe you did, Madhusudan Maharaj. You spent more intimate time with him there. So you definitely saw a different side than I did when he came to SoCal. But now that I've have some age and getting older, seeing more devotees, it's not so easy to be tolerant. It's, you know, but like he said, to be loved, to tolerate with love, not just to falsely tolerate and, you know, bury things in your mind or in your heart or wherever you bury them, but to lovingly tolerate and have this kind of affection. We hear so many times that this is what people say separates, the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math. We had some friends who came from ISKCON, who came from other societies, and they were shocked at how much of a family it felt like. You know, how when you came into the Math, you were not just greeted as a guest, but you felt like you were part of the family. You had this this welcoming in service. You were asked to do service so helpfully, and that's really what, in my experience, makes you feel like you're a part of something. When you go somewhere and whether it's in the kitchen, the cooks, they ask you to help cut some vegetables, then you get this really sweet association with all the other devotees, and especially in Navadvip during those Vyas Puja years. I mean, it was unbelievable the amount of culture and people and everybody that would melt in the center there. And you would just have these unbelievable times and experiences with sharing rooms with devotees from around the world. And then now all of a sudden you have this huge family, and it all gravitated. It was all being pulled by the magnet of Srila Govinda Maharaj. And seeing how crazy the Westerners were in so many ways, and how many headaches we could cause, and how many times he had to travel the world just to keep things firm and keep things established. And it was unbelievable looking back the amount of things that he absorbed for our benefit and really kept us in the proper path. Anyways, I'm beginning to ramble, and I know there's so many more qualified people here like yourself, Maharaj, and Dave, especially Devashis Prabhu, who spent decades serving directly, intimately with him. And I'm sure you have some wonderful pastimes and leelas to share with us, and I'm hoping to hear them. Jai Gurudev.
But Kalachandra is so rare that we are able to catch you. So we're very happy that you shared a few things with us. And we can also just point out, because some of you may not know his hereditary, what is that word? Anyway, I know that two of the people that he particularly got to hear about Leela and pastime of Gurudev with were, Vaishnava Maharaj, who we know very well as Shruta Shrava Prabhu, because he happens to be his father, so he knows him very well, and Sanatani Devi Dasi, who both of them, they are like such dynamo servitors, and both of them captured the heart of Gurudev. So from them, Kalachand, as well as from other devotees, of course, because he's been brought up in a whole devotee community in California. But from his mom and dad, his dear mom and dad, he will have got so many treasures. Thank you for sharing. And Bhagavan Prabhu, disciple of Guru Maharaj. And we want to also hear from Bhagavan Prabhu. And Kumkum Didi, she's already ready to say something, I know. And any of you who want to say something and are ready, please can pop up your hand in a short while. But let us hear from Bhagavan Prabhu. He's with us all the way from Venezuela to the West London temple, which actually we've just arrived at, Lavanyamoy Devidasi's, in the kitchen, which is where many devotees are on the eve of the Vyasa Puja. Prabhu, Dandavad. Haribol, Haribol.
Hare Krishna. I mean, to hear from all of you about Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj, yeah, my decor is real low, Maharaj. It's a real nectar, Maharaj. Why Srila Govinda Maharaj is the sweeter preacher? Because he's, he's been distributing Mahaprabhu and what all the beautiful things that Srila Guru Maharaj put in his heart, which is the best prayer for us, because they're from this Mahaprabhu area, this is Gur area. This is, how do you call the area, Maharaj? That Navadip
Gauradesh.
Yes, it's the Gaura, it's the Nectaria area. So they're preaching about Mahaprabhu. That's why they're the real preacher. They represent real Mahaprabhu. So their heart is full of sweetness. That's why they are the best and the sweeter gurus that we have here in our whole life. And I am receiving from you people, especially from you and Devashis and all these devotees, our acharyas. They're giving us the sweeter from the heart of Srila Govinda Maharaj. But I'm very happy to hear from all of you about our gurus, because you are always putting some of the sweeter, some of the sweet that you receive from our gurus, you are always distributing to all of us. My Dandavat to all of you, all the devotees, all our gurus. Dandavat Maharaj.
Jai Dandavat Bhagavan Prabhu. Sweet, sweet devotees telling about the sweet master. Jai.
Yeah. That's not nice.
That's you. Hare Krishna. Jai. And Kum Devidasi, a lifetime. What was this one book? A lifetime of preparation. Oh, that's of Srila Prabhupada. Part of Srila Prabhupada's biography, I think, was entitled A Lifetime of Preparation. Well,
Yes.
Devadas has had a lifetime of devotional service from young age until just now, a little bit more than young age, just now, mature age. And lots of association with Gurudev. And we remember lots of things about Kumkum being with Gurudev, not putting him to any difficulty. And Kumkum, so practical. She realizes she can't sit cross-legged on the floor. She brings her own little foldable chair and brings it so as not to give any inconvenience to Gurudev. I mean, just that is so sweet to see. Coming in and then all the devotees coming to Gurudev's lotus feet and Kumkum Dasi coming. And as Guru Maharaj explains, and I think it's in Sri Guru in his grace where he says, the devotees will not come and give any disturbance to the spiritual master. They'll come with all their own necessities and not give any burden or anything. And so one of those sweet interactions between Kumkum and Gurudev. But she's about to reveal more, humbly asking.
My humble Dandavat Pranam to all of the Vaishnavas on this incredibly auspicious day. And Maharaj, it's very kind of you to view my physical limitations in that way, but it is true that Srila Gurudev would act like our incredibly dear father to ensure we never had any disturbance at all, even though our feeling may be that we're trying to undergo any kind of austerity just to be able to properly appreciate the great gift that he was transferring to us. And I wholeheartedly agree with this description, sweetest spiritual master. And not only agree, but also I'm very encouraged to see how omnipresent it is with all the devotees who hear this description. It's a perfect description because he not only gave us Srila Guru Maharaj, because he was the one who convinced Srila Guru Maharaj to enliven and continue to care for us poor orphans who did not know where to turn after the departure of Srila Prabhupada. And after a few years, when all was confusing and appeared to be turning back into darkness, then we got through the grace of Srila Guru Maharaj, especially from the transcriptions of Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj and others who worked so hard to bring the books here. But also Srila Govinda Maharaj was in the background enabling this. It was at his begging request of Guru Maharaj to give of himself to us. And sometimes he would just say something like, just speak for 5 minutes only. They've come from so far. And then, of course, Guru Maharaj, being convinced, would not end until all were satisfied or until he had to leave, and sometimes hours. So it was not just that Srila Gurudev enabled this for us all, but that he also perfectly represented Srila Guru Maharaj. He imbibed everything from him because of his service to Guru Maharaj. And he explained that so many things that he had not personally studied himself, but you could see that he knew. And his explanation, like to Goswami Maharaj, was, well, when he would be, I would be attending him. I would be doing this service and that service, all of the service, gathering his laundry or whatever. And Guru Maharaj, in doing his activities, he would be chanting. And in this way, because of Srila Gurudev being present as the servitor, he got everything as if he were studying and studying scripture, but he received everything from Guru Maharaj. And when we first went to the Mat, because we were so happy to go and see Srila Guru Maharaj and get his blessings,
we we got to hear about Srila Govinda Maharaj, but at that time, we didn't know of his exalted position, which of course was his desire. And he was wearing white. He didn't appear to have, we didn't hear that he had a particular place of prominence that was 1983, but I just kept hearing more and more stories, and then I could observe how he was making everything at the Mat go so well. And Srila Guru Maharaj was simply able to give darshan and bestow his mercy on everyone. But we saw, for example, when there was a disturbance, when I was present there, and heard that, well, Srila Govinda Maharaj made this arrangement. And I knew both of the parties who were having some controversy. I heard their side of the story and thought, this is impossible. And of course, I'm just a visitor here, I'll stay back. But I heard both of them later say how Govinda Maharaj satisfied their need and everything was peaceful. But both parties who had been warring with each other were now showing respect to each other. And they also both felt that they were satisfied. And when we had to leave after that first trip, and I reflected on, we don't need to worry about Srila Guru Maharaj's care because there is Govinda Maharaj there. So he is doing everything for Srila Sridhar Maharaj, who now we're beginning to understand is our guru too, just like Srila Prabhupada. Later, of course, and we didn't travel there so many times, but we were able to always keep up with the news, and it was reflected in California as well, such holy times here. But then later, after the unfortunate disappearance of Srila Guru Maharaj, then we started hearing about Govinda Maharaj may travel. He may travel internationally. And I remember Sagar Maharaj, who would visit a lot and stayed with us for a very long time. And he would say, Govinda Maharaj will come on a world tour. And when he comes, then you will see. And so this was even more interesting because I already had a very favorable understanding of Govinda Maharaj, and now it's become quite clear that he is Guru Maharaj's beloved successor. And to find out that he would be also coming to foreign shores where we were, we felt like perhaps it's not so remote here after all. And sure enough, this did take place, and everything was just unbelievable. From the first day, we got the great fortune, and that is my wonderful husband was involved in making the decision of where will Srila Govinda Maharaj stay when he comes here. And it was Kalachand's father, Shrudashrava, who said, Rishabh has a very nice house. There's plenty of room there. And I had wondered why Krishna gave us this very nice, large house. And then it came to pass why he did. And it was full to the roof and to the basement with devotees and cooking and staying and many, many coming in addition to get Gurudev's darshan, and every last little corner of the yards and the home were filled with devotional service. It was truly like an ashram at the time. And so then it was also our fortune again the next year when last minute what we had tried to purchase for him as a community had not been successful, but he was already coming. And so last minute they said, well, he'll have to stay with Rishabdev again. Yes. So we got such intimate blessings from him. And my daughter and I had actually that first year decided to stay with some friends because we wanted it to be just full freedom for all of the men, upstairs, downstairs, whatever, not having to be considerate of where women were staying. And so when I would go over there, as soon as I woke up in the morning and see what I could do to help, and Govinda Maharaj was watching this. And finally, one time he called out to me and he said, "You are a refugee." And I didn't understand his word at first. And then I could tell that he was saying refugee. And I was so amused. And he said, I could understand that for him, this was an unusual cultural thing, that you go in to stay with some friends and the lady of the house has left because of you. And so he was expressing, perfect gentleman, he was expressing his care. And then it became the main thing that I tried to tell him was to be assured that how very, very happy we were that we were not put out in any way. It was quite the opposite. And I never felt that I could truly say this until he was about to depart and we were waiting with him at the airport, and he was embracing everyone. And then I thought of one thing. I said, it was pretty awkward, but for some reason what I said was, Gurudev, next time you will come, we will be ready in 2 minutes. I don't know why, but that's what I said. And he just got the biggest, broadest smile and extended his arms like anything and pulled me to him. And I was like this, and my face was completely squished against his garland and his uttarya. And it was just his necessity, I felt, to know that I was happy, that it was not an inconvenience to me. And he always maintained such affection for me through my husband's illness and his departure, especially the last few days when he was in India. We spoke or emailed every single day, and he related everything to me. And I remember all of those conversations extremely well. And the way he stood over my husband as he departed, it was the greatest fortune. And he said that my husband had gone to Gaura Krishna Lila, but it was he who took him, because just as he was leaving, Gurudev was called by Siddhanti Maharaj to come and stand there. And he said that my husband opened his eyes and looked at me and gone. And so it was Srila Gurudev who took him to the lotus feet of Sriman Mahaprabhu. Then later, of course, he took great care to ensure that this San Jose ashram would go well. He spent 4 days with us and installed Sriman Mahaprabhu here. And he oversaw everything it was 10 years. And then he just kept giving us all instruction. And as you know, and this is for everyone, that he appears to have complete time and to be totally centered on whoever has any need, and for them to be uplifted as much as they need, so that they can go to the next step. Oh, all glories to Srila Govinda Maharaj and all those who want to know of him.
I want to say, don't stop, tell us more. But really, and you see, when Gurudev is traveling, like the affectionate, not only, well, the affectionate master, but he's like the affectionate friend to everybody. And he's like this magnet of affection, and everybody gathering around. And the ladies of the house, yourself and Mandakini, your daughter, you left from the house, but your husband stayed. And I heard from Gurudev when he came back to India, and then he said, and you know how much they are giving in the West. And I'm staying there in Rashabdev and Kumkum's house. And in the night, sometimes I'm getting up very early. So I came out of my room to just look around, And outside the room, in the corridor of his own house, Rishabdev, the husband, Kumkum did his husband, he's sleeping on the floor in the corridor, and Gurudev, he was completely touched by that, giving up everything, his own house, and living like a refugee in his own house also. Anyway, Gurudev coming back from the West would tell us so many stories actually about his experiences, what he saw and what the devotees were doing, etc. Hare Krishna, Kumkum Diri, appreciate very much, and beautiful things. And really, this is hearing about Gurudev in the service category. And this is really what drew Gurudev's affection and heart, was savor. Maybe small savor, maybe big savor, but the heart savor. What is being given by the devotees. That's why always encouraging everybody, do something from the heart, however small it may be. And something extra for tomorrow. Tomorrow being means on Tuesday. I know it's not tomorrow for you, Rupanuga Prabhu in Australia, but tomorrow for the rest of us. And try to do something extra, even if it is, like I said, just put some honey on a biscuit and offer it especially to Gurudev. He will accept. And Krishna, he says, offer me a flute. Yeah, well, he already has a flute. Offer him fruit or a leaf or water. I will accept it happily. But Gurudev, you can give him a biscuit and some honey. He doesn't have to worry about blood sugar. He can take sweet things now happily. Ah, beautiful. Okay, we have to come back to earth again sometimes, don't we? But Devashis Prabhu is going to take us away from earth planet again. Devashis Prabhu, please. And I know everybody may have something to say, but this is the day before, so we're preparing for the program. Tomorrow is the main program day. And by the way, I just do want to say that, like the festival, we're very happy that we can come together the day before, because it's not a one-day festival. And really, with Gurudev, every day is a festival, but this time, it's a very energetic time, and devotees coming to Gurudev, a few days before the festival. His veranda will fill up every morning, every afternoon, and wonderful kirtans. I mean, big kirtans taking place. And then the glorification of Gurudev is not a short process. And also savor, preparation the day before. And as we've been seeing, devotees cooking, devotees decorating, devotees doing so many things in preparation for the big day. And when Gurudev goes out for his walk, as he would, look around the temple, go out for a little while, then a team of very energetic devotees come and decorate his veranda the day before, getting in preparation, so they don't decorate it while he's there and interfere with Gurudev. So lots of sweet things taking place. And Devashis Prabhu will share more sweetness of our sweetest master. What was the title? The sweetest, yes, not only sweet, the sweetest master, Devashis Prabhu. Kindly.
Jai Maharaj, Jai. Yeah, and I don't want to, hog the time, because there's many devotees have come, and they can also say something. And really, we can speak all day and all night about the glories of Gurudev and the sweetness of Gurudev, and that was what came in our heart for this title of today's meeting. And it's the Adivas. The Adivas is the day before the festival, which is also a festival, the festival of preparing for the actual festival, if you like. And but So just a couple of things I want to say that that remind me how sweet and kind Gurudev always was. Two things. First of all, that relating to myself. So please, forgive me for that. But the first thing is, as all of you that knew me from when I was younger and when I joined with Guru Maharaj's mission, I was just a young boy, just barely out of my teens. And anyone who knows me knows that I was a very bad person, a very naughty boy, as Gurudev might say. But I just wanted to say how Gurudev saved me from that, and really how he made me. I can say he made me a good boy. And when we first started the temple in London, then for some time I was the cook and the pujari there when we first started. And one day it was some festival. I don't know, maybe Janmashtami, maybe it was Gaur Purnima. I can't remember what it was, but at that time there was one devotee, one godbrother from America, and he was the temple president. He was the in charge person there. And as was often the case, I was by myself in the kitchen trying to make a feast for that festival, and the offering, as was often the case, was late. So Sagar Maharaj was there, I remember, and I went to see him, and I said, Maharaj, it's going to be late. The offering's going to be late. And he said, don't worry, Prabhu, when it's ready, it's ready. It's okay, don't worry. And then, so I went back to the kitchen, and I, was preparing things. And then the temple president, Prabhu, he came in and he said, "Why?" He was very angry. "Why is the offering late?" And I said, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I couldn't get it on time." But I told Sagar Maharaj. He said, "Sagar Maharaj is in charge. I'm in charge. And you make sure get the offering on as quickly as possible." And being a young, hot-headed, naughty man, naughty boy, then I was making some puri dough or something, and became very angry with him. And when he turned around, I picked up the puri dough and I smashed it on his head. And then I walked out. And then later that evening, I lived just up the road, maybe 200 yards up the road, and I had a little apartment there, very, very close to the temple. And underneath my door, a note came and it said, "Your service no longer required in this temple. Don't come again." So I thought, okay, fair enough. And I waited, and a few days I didn't go to the temple. And then maybe 3-4 days later, I got a phone call from that Prabhu, that devotee, and he said, "Prabhu, please come back and do your service again. I could resume your service." Okay, so I came back, and he showed me. He had a telegram from Srila Sridhar Maharaj, signed by Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and the telegram said, "I heard what happened in London with Devashis, but I gave him this service, and only I will take this service away from him, not you. So you please ask him to return." So, okay, that was like a miracle to me to begin with. So I came, and we forgave each other, and I, asked his forgiveness. I came back, I did my service. Years later, when Srila Gurudev came to London, he told me about that. And somehow, because remember, in those days, we're talking maybe 1984 or something like that. In those days, there was no internet. There was no even telephone between, London and Navadvip. So how Guru Maharaj, the news came to him about this, I don't know. But news came to Guru Maharaj that I'd been ousted from the temple because of my bad behavior. And Guru Maharaj was unhappy with me. But Gurudev told me that he was there whenever that news was given to Guru Maharaj. He was there, right there with Guru Maharaj. And so Guru Maharaj looked at him what shall we do? And Govinda Maharaj just said to him, oh, Devashis, he's a very nice boy. And then that was enough. And then Guru Maharaj said, okay, send a telegram and tell that. I gave him this service, not you. I will take it away, not you. Ask him to return. So like years later, maybe 10 years or more later, Srila Govinda Maharaj related this to me. I had no idea. To that day, I had no idea how Guru Maharaj had even heard about this. But that telegram came and saved me. And really, I can say that that made me like try to be a good person, a good boy, a good devotee. And that's the one thing I want to say, like how Gurudev, just that remark, oh, Devashish is a very nice boy, that Gurudev saved me, because otherwise where would I be? What would I do? I don't know. And the other thing, the other very sweet thing that always remains in my mind, you know, Gurudev always came to the London temple, and we tried to make that temple Guru Maharaj's temple from 1983. We tried to make that temple, and Guru Maharaj, in the time of Guru Maharaj, it was the only temple outside of Navadvip, not even India, but outside of Navadvip, that was actually called Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, except for the temple in Navadvip. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Math, London chapter, because Guru Maharaj, he considered London his place, personal place of service, because Saraswati Thakur wanted to send him there. So when we asked him, can we make a place here in your name? Then he also, like persuaded by Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, he agreed and happily agreed to that. So we were trying to make this temple, and Gurudev would always come. In fact, I just with Madhusudan Maharaj just recently, we looked and saw, that because, like, as you know, sometimes Gurudev would visit a place on his way on the world tour, and also on the way back. And so that was the case with London. And out of, I don't know what it was, 24 or 25 world tours, 23 times he came to London and stayed with us in London out of all those times. So, and he would say, oh, this is my Guru Maharaj's mott, and these are my Guru Maharaj's deities, the Radha Sham Sundar, Mahaprabhu and Radha Sham Sundar, he would say like that. And, it was very touching to us. But I remember particularly one year when he came, and so many devotees came, and it was so, so crowded. That was the main thing. Our tiny temple, and so crowded that people were on the street. They couldn't come in the door. It was so packed. And this day Gurudev came. He came before the deity, and Dayanini Prabhu was leading the kirtan, and really big kirtan, loud kirtan. Like everyone down the street could hear this kirtan, and it was going on. And then Gurudev came. He made his obeisances to the deities, and then he went up the stairs to his room, and I went with him to the room, and we went into the room, and just with me and him and Siddhanti Maharaj. So then I came with Gurudev, and he wants to speak to me. He wants to say something to me, and so he's trying to say something to me, but I can't hear him because the kirtan is so loud, and he can't hear me. So Siddhanti Maharaj gets up to close the door, Gurudev's room, and to close the door, and Gurudev took his hand and said, Maharaj, no, don't close the door. He said, I've just flown 10 hours, 3,000 miles. I was in Navadvip, and I heard, I was listening to the kirtan in Navadvip, and now I've come, 10-hour flight, 3,000 miles or whatever it was. And he said, and here I'm hearing the same kirtan. And this is why I've come here, to hear this kirtan. That's so sweet and touching to me, so. And he always made everybody feel like that, always made everybody feel so special and important in their own way, and everybody. He always gave so much affection to everybody, even to the point that it was, detrimental to his own health. That never stopped him. Always embracing everybody, always giving his sweet heart to everybody. And really, you know, we have to say that his relationship with Guru Maharaj, it is unique. You know, remember, he came to the lotus feet of Guru Maharaj in 1947, and up until his passing in 1988, he was with Guru Maharaj. And, you know, that's like 40 years he's with Guru Maharaj. And all of that time, Guru Maharaj is giving everything to him, preparing him, like giving his full spiritual wealth, he's giving to Srila Govinda Maharaj. That was his desire, almost from the moment that they met, you can say. And that never changed. And really, he did. He gave everything to Gurudev. And not to say that he made Gurudev his carbon copy, but we can say, you know, like his other self, but with Gurudev's own sweetness, his own particular nature and mood and sweetness. And although I'm by Diksha, I'm the disciple of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, as is Madhusudan Maharaj. We are both disciples of Srila Sridhar Maharaj. But I can say with my hand on my heart that really I feel Govinda Maharaj is actually my spiritual master, even more than Guru Maharaj. And I don't think that's disrespectful to Guru Maharaj. And I think Guru Maharaj would be more happy to hear that from us. And really, that's my feeling, my heart's feeling. And I'm just so happy that we can all be together this evening, and we'll be together tomorrow for this festival all over the world. So that's my little contribution tonight. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
We are thanking you, Devashis Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Many things, while you're speaking, while Kumkumdiri is speaking, while each of you is speaking, it's kind of many things roll into our mind about, oh, Gurudev this, Gurudev this. But we're fully satisfied to hear from you both. And here is Praneshwari Devi Dasi, also first-hand, and not only disciple, but first initiation also, like ourselves, by Guru Maharaj. Correct me if I'm wrong, I keep on forgetting things. And actually, I can say, by the way, I can say one thing, that coming in front of Guru Maharaj and coming and being with Gurudev, there wasn't this like sort of segregation or whatever it may be, that, oh, this is that person's disciple, this is somebody else's disciple, this is somebody else's disciple. And we had, you know, quite a group of devotees of different, you know, spiritual masters. But everybody who's there, they're all one family and all just coming in common, in surrender to Guru. So we really weren't always think, oh, this person's such and such disciple and somebody else's disciple. So with faith, everyone is coming there, Guru Maharaj disciple, Gurudev disciple, yes, fine. So Praneshwari, she can maybe straighten out the facts for us, but she can share some things with us about the Sweetest master, Praneshwari Devi Dasi.
Thank you, Dandavat Maharaj. Actually, Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Gurudev gave me first and second initiation in Caracas on his first visit there. I can say that my Supreme Master is Srila Gurudev, but actually I had to say our Supreme Master, because just as Devashis Prabhu said, he captured our hearts. Even all of you who took initiation with Srila Guru Maharaj, all of you love Srila Govinda Maharaj intensely. The Shri Guru Arti is extremely beautiful. I love each one of the words, but I am not blessed with a way to express myself very clearly. So I just wrote something, Maharaj. So you can check the chat. I just wrote a little thing.
Checking the chat, I mean, everything at a quick glance. Oh, it's quite very short also. Please read it. It's your dedication.
Dedicated to the Guru of the universes, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
sweetly smiling, rendering the highest Krishna Katha incredibly beautiful, loving, affectionate, greater than the greatest, unbelievably caring, remembered every second, utmost transcendental humorist. Devas shower flowers upon him, effulgent and expert in all seva. Vaishnavas sing his glories forever.
Beautiful. And who says you can't express your heart efficiently? Only you are saying that in your humility. Very beautiful. Hare Krishna. And so you also are fortunate. You've been with Gurudev in Navadip and you've been with Gurudev in Caracas, where also famous for huge kirtans. Can you share one kirtan where Gurudev has been in the kirtan?
He was present. He was staying in the house of Amita Shakti, but he would come every day to the temple, and the kirtan, when he would step out of the car, you could hear it 10 blocks around. It was so loud, and all the neighbors just accepted, okay, they have this special visitor here, they have their guru, so it's okay, the noise. It was wonderful. He was there every day for the class, and in the kirtan, you could see his effulgent face, so happy to have us all gathered, praising the glories of Lord Chaitanya, praising the glories of Krishna, and just adoring him, Maharaj. Just adoring him.
Beautiful.
Hare Krishna.
Jai, wonderful Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
And tomorrow's his appearance day. So don't forget, Gurudev will be coming to all of your kitchens to see what you're cooking for him. So you better make something good. At least with heart. You may be poor and can't. It's not a matter of wealth. It's a matter of, whatever you have, but with heart to make something sweetly for him. And Gurudev said this. He said, I will come. I will see what everyone is making. What are they cooking? What are they doing? And he knows what's in our minds. So let our minds be hearty minds. Govinda, Govinda. Any short addition someone may like to add? Narada Prabhu changed color completely. My goodness.
Maharaj, I have a...
Sorry, did you ask me a question, Maharaj?
Well, I've
only really joined the Monday night things recently. I've been all over the place, but I'm here now.
No problem, Prabhu. We just noticed you changed color quite a lot and looked quite different. It must be in remembrance of Krishna.
Yeah. I'm going to be going to the Bhakti Yoga Institute tomorrow to celebrate the festival. So that'll be good.
Beautiful. Very good. You go there, you be with the devotees, chant Hare Krishna, hear the glories of Gurudev, and make Gurudev happy by relishing the prasadam.
Definitely. Thank you.
He likes devotees with a big appetite. I mean, really, and not only big appetite, but who relish prasadam. They taste the prasadam and they know the difference between this and that and this and that. And if you cook it this long, what it tastes like. If you do the chawns first, it's like this. If you do the chawns last, it's like that. Devashis Prabhu knows this. Others know this. And by the way, you've got some of the best cooks there in London itself. I'm not saying no one else has good cooks, but really, you must have prize-winning cooks with the team in the West London temple and the team in the East London temple, both temples. And maybe Devashish will going to West London tomorrow? Oh, probably not. You're probably going to be in it. Are you going to West London? No, your microphone, Prabhu.
Yeah, I'll be at Green Street in East London tomorrow.
Green Street, yeah, that's the thing with two temples, yeah.
Yeah.
In Green Street.
But
Well,
in heart, I'll be with them also.
Yes, of course. We shall also be there by heart too. And no doubt we'll see some photos of the feast in both places. It's being offered to Gurudev.
I think Pandita Didi wanted to say something, if I'm not mistaken.
Am
I right?
She's showing a no, but
oh, I thought I heard her say something. It must have been somebody else.
I think it was Praneshwari Didi.
Oh.
And by the way, that photo of the temples behind Praneshwari Devidasi, that is the sunset. I've seen some similar photos in devotees saying, oh, the sunrise in Navadvip, so nice. The sun rises over the Ganges, which is the temple looks over the Ganges. So this is the sunset photo. Just so you know. Because we also feel, oh, this sunset, and here it's evening. With you, it's also evening. So it's a sunset photo in the evening, and maybe she's got a sunrise photo for the morning. It's possible. All right, dear devotees, we have been with you all happily. And there's Saraswati, Dandavat Saraswati, in the West London temple with Nitai and Gauranga on the wall behind her. We are the line of mercy of Nitai and Gauranga, and our most merciful Srila Gurudev distributing that freely, just for a little faith. This is Nitai and Gauranga, the hallmark of Nitai and Gauranga's mercy. Have some faith, take the holy name, don't make your life complicated, and be happy. Hare Krishna. And
very happy to listen to you all, very beautiful. And I'm just preparing the menu for tomorrow.
Aha.
I just heard one class by Srila Gurudev today, and he was talking about that he likes samosa and pakora more than paneer.
Here Krishna Kantadevirasi was saying about how Gurudev told to Lalita, so this is a step-by-step story, that that Lalita was asking some questions about, oh, Gurudev, what will we do after you've gone from this world, like that? And Gurudev says, just wait patiently until you come to me soon. Like you lead your life, just wait patiently and eat singara. Bhakti Lalita.
Hare Krishna.
All the devotees have some sweet interaction with Gurudev. Okay, so dear devotees, this is the Adivas day. Everyone busy in all your different places, and here they're also very busy. We say guests who are coming to stay the night, but I told you, you're not guests. You're staying here the night. You are resident, maybe only for one night, but you're resident. You participate and be in devotional life for a day. Mathura Basini Devirasi, Dandavat in South Africa, Jai, Dandavat Pranam, very happy to see you there, bright and effulgent. There are beautiful devotees all over the world. Always happy to be with you, to remember you, and remember Gurudev's pastimes with each of you too. All right, we're a little over time. Excuse us for taking the time of each of you, and to each of you, Ananda Swarupini joined us a little afterwards, so maybe we didn't mention you directly, and Chintamani and Jayadev Prabhu there. And of course, Tungarasa Didi with the beautiful flower, but we saw you a little earlier on. What a beautiful flower. And to each of the devotees, one by one.
Sorry, Maharaj.
Yes, Saraswati, we've come to your temple, so please say.
No, I just wanted to say that Tungarasa Didi is sponsoring the feast tomorrow, doing a Vaishnava Seva for her mother, in the name of her mother.
Okay.
And she wanted to do it on this special day, which is very good for her mother. Her name is Rima Brooks. So you all can think about her mom and bless her.
Okay, and may all the Vaishnavas who attend Gurudev's festival be pleased, because this is, we've heard and seen from Gurudev repeatedly, this is the main part of a remembrance festival, is to satisfy the Vaishnavas with prasadam. So now you're going to have a Mahotsav, a Maha Utsav, a grand...
He also sent money for Green Street Festival also.
Giant.
So both festivals sponsored by Tungarasa Didi tomorrow.
Say her name one more time.
Rima.
The mum's name?
Rima Brooks.
Rima Brooks. Okay. Very good.
Brooke.
Brooke, sorry.
All right.
Rima Brooke.
All good fortune to her, and to have a devotee daughter, to have a devotee child. This is also the best thing you can do. Be as good a devotee as possible. Jai, she's very fortunate. All right, dear devotees, unfortunately, time to continue because of the various duties everywhere, no doubt, but we've been happy to be together, wishing you all a super festival tomorrow. And it doesn't have to be complicated, but from the heart, be clean, be simple, be appreciative, chant the glories of Gurudev, sing with all of the Vaishnavas, and try to have that sweet and gentle, happy, sweetest mood that Gurudev spread himself. And the kirtan, the party, Hare Krishna style, have a wonderful party tomorrow for him.
Thank you, Maharaj. Always happy to have your association, hear from you.
And to each of you, many we didn't give the chance to speak, and Madhu Gopal Prabhu and the other devotees we didn't give a chance to speak, but we are appreciating your presence with us happily.
Right.
All right. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Guru Maharaj Srila Bhakti Rokho Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Varga ki jai. And Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat London chapter, West and East, East and West, North and South ki jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.
Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj.
Jai. All our senior devotees and all the assembled devotees ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi.
Hari.
Dandavat.
Jai Rima Brooke.
Ami Ashchi.
Hare Krishna. Jai Maharaj.
I leave you together.